You didn't think about it this morning. You just reached in, pulled something out, and put it on. A color that felt right. A shape that felt like you. No art degree. No museum ticket. No curator standing over your shoulder whispering approval. Just you, a mirror, and a decision that felt completely ordinary. So why does it look exactly like something hanging on a wall in one of the most famous buildings on Earth? Here's what's strange. You didn't study the Romans. You didn't sketch the draped figures in ancient Greek friezes. You have never once stood in front of a Renaissance portrait and thought, yes, I'll wear that. And yet, the terracotta wrap, the cobalt layering, the way the fabric falls across one shoulder and you just let it. The silhouette you chose without thinking, rounded at the hip, gathered at the waist, has been considered beautiful by every civilization that has ever picked up a paintbrush. You didn't copy art, you arrived at the same place it did. How is that even possible? Here's what nobody tells you about fashion and art. They were never two different things. The dressed human body is the oldest creative act we know. Before the first cave painting, before the first carved statue, humans were decorating themselves. Shells threaded into necklaces, clay pressed into skin, fabric draped with intention. The body was the first canvas, and every civilization since has been riffing on the same original idea. When the Met opened its first-ever permanent Costume Institute galleries on May 4, 2026, 12,000 square feet right beside the Great Hall, it wasn't making a bold new argument. It was finally admitting what artists have known for 5,000 years. Clothing and fine art have always shared the same conversation. The same exhibition pairs a 16th-century painted gown directly beside the Renaissance portrait it inspired, not beside. With. Because they are the same thought. And here is the part that makes the terracotta wrap on your chair suddenly feel different. The shapes that keep appearing in art, the draped shoulder, the gathered waist, the fabric that moves when the body moves, are not trends. They are a visual language. A grammar that humans develop together, across centuries, without ever meeting. When you reached for that color this morning, you weren't following fashion. You were fluent in something ancient without ever having been taught it. That is what the 2026 Met Gala dress code, fashion is art, actually means. Not that your clothes need to be expensive, not that you need to be on a red carpet. It means that the act of dressing your act, this morning, in front of that mirror, has always been a creative act. It just never had a permanent gallery. Until now. Go back to that mirror, the outfit you put together without thinking, the color you gravitated toward because it felt like you. You were not getting dressed, you were making something. You were continuing a conversation that started before recorded history, about what it means to inhabit a body, to be seen, to express something true about yourself using only fabric and shape and the quiet confidence of a choice made at 8 in the morning. Every artist who ever draped a figure, every sculptor who ever carved a fold in stone, every painter who ever spent 3 weeks getting the blue of a sleeve exactly right. They were doing the same thing you did today. The most extraordinary art in the world has always been the one you put on without thinking. If that hit different, stay close. There's more where that came from.